Hello YouTube, it's HoldenHacker here, coming to you from Epic Underworld Gaming. Today I'm going to be teaching y'all how to set up default plots using Advanced Region Market. As you can see here, I've got my plots set up. I've named them Plot 1, Plot 2, Plot 3, and so on. Players cannot build inside or outside the plots unless they rent that plot's region. Alright, so let's go back to my test location. As you can see here, we've got two different shaped plots. Actually, let's go ahead and just make that a square. Still have not figured out how to currently get this to go up and around. What we're going to do to create the plot. So, you can do like I did, mark out the plot with some slabs, mark the borders. Left click one corner of that plot. Right click the next corner. And if you want to give players access to build anywhere inside this plot, up and down, you can expand that plot, vert up. Now it's going to select all the blocks in this square that we've just selected, top to bottom. Next, we're going to create our region. Again, this can be any name, plot 1, plot 2, and so on, or whatever you want to name it. For now, we're just going to do test. So now our region in here, if we do region info, is now test. We're going to set that region's priority to 2. And now this plot has a higher priority over any other plot that we overlap it with. Let's just go ahead and do this smaller plot. Same thing, expand, create, and set priority. Actually, let's not set that priority. Just to show you what happens when you don't set the priority to 2 or a higher number. If you want to do like I did, where I've got that giant platform with all these pathways, but you don't want players to have access to build on these pathways, you can do the exact same. Right click to overlap, and expand, and create your region. RT create test 3. So now we have plots within a plot. Next, we're going to go over here, plop down our advanced region market sign. And these signs, they can be whatever you want to make them, rent, buy, sell, whatever else they've got going on there. You can find that out at the advanced region markets overview on Spigot or Bucket. You're gonna put the world's name of the plot, and the amount you want to set the plot for. So let's set it for $5,000. The time frame, what we're going to do for this plot is we're just going to do 10 seconds, and the max for 10 seconds. So with that being like that, the min's at 10 seconds, the max is at 10 seconds. When a player right clicks this sign, they then rent that region for $5,000 at 10 seconds. But they can only rent it for a max of 10 seconds. I would suggest making the max higher than the min, just so when players right click on the sign to rent it, let's say you set it for a week and the max is a week, they'll go off to sorry, drawing a blank here. They'll run off to go do something else, and if they're not back before this timer reaches 0 to right click on the sign again, they will not be able to re-rent this region. It'll go back to for rent, and everything they built will be gone. So by setting it like this, advanced region market rent, world 1, test 2, $5,000, 10 seconds, and the max is 30 seconds. Now I'll be able to rent up to a max of 30 seconds. Once that 30-second timer reaches 20 seconds, I can then right-click on the sign again and rent it for another 10 seconds. But let's go ahead and de-op myself so I can show you. This is going to take just a second. The server always likes to think long and hard about de-opping me. There we go. As you can see, I cannot build outside the plots or inside the plots unless I rent that region. A little bit of lag there. Right click. Now I can build in here, but let's say I wanted to rent my region a little bit longer. I cannot until that timer hits 0. And if I'm not back before that timer hits 0, well, tough luck. Everything is gone. But over here, I'm going to show you this priority was set for 2 in this plot. This priority was not. It is the exact same as this. So when I right click this region, I can still not build in this region, even though I've rented this. And that's because that priority has not been set for 2. So by doing this, region set priority test2 for 2. When I go and rent this sign, I can then build inside my plot. And as you can see, the max was 30 seconds. As soon as that reaches 20, I can re-rent again for another 10 seconds, and can so on and so on and so on. So if we set the min for 30 days, and we set the max for 31 days, on the last day the player can come over and right-click that sign again to rent it for another 30 days. I've got my sign set up for 30 and 60. So if they forget, there's a week left till their plot timer is about to expire, they can come back and rent it for another 30 days, or a max of 60. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, rent the region. I can build inside the region, but I cannot build on this, and that's because this 1x1, or 1 by however long this is, area right here in between the plots is protected through World Guard on this region. And I'm going to teach y'all for now. When I first got the plugin, I was able to rent one region and go rent another region. As you can see, I cannot do that now. And that is because I went to the config.yml in the advanced region markets folder in my plugins. Scroll down to the limits section. Pretty much the only thing I changed in here was there was a hyphen in before this 1, meaning that I had unlimited amount of default plots I could purchase. Deleting that hyphen now makes it so I'm only allowed 1. If you're more advanced into this sort of thing, or if you'd like to create your own group, you can say, let's say you have a VIP group or a donator group. Let's do that. Donators. For how to spell donators. Let's just do it like that. There's that. And now you can, if you wanted to, do the starter, the small, medium, large, and shop, which I have no idea what that is. I just leave it alone. Create a default group, or a default. And 3 plots. Make sure there's a space in between your donators group and your region cons right here. There you go. Now you just file, save, make sure it's added to your server's FTP, and then you're going to go back into, let's see, if you're using Group Manager, go into your Group Manager's global or groups .yml. It's been a while since I've used Group Manager. I'm using UPerm, so I can add that in separately. but you're just gonna give the groups the permission arm.limit.name of the group. So say your donators group, you would just do /donator. And now they've got the option to purchase 2 plots. For me, it'd be example group 1. That means my default groups can only rent 1 plot per player. And there you have it. That's pretty much it. If I haven't mentioned already, this has been my first tutorial. The only reason why I did it is because there were no tutorials out there on how to set these plots up. So if it helped you out and you liked it, leave some feedback. If it didn't help you out or is a little bit too confusing, again, leave some feedback for me and I'll, in the future, hopefully create another tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great day.